Hello everyone and welcome back to Shire Farm and the GrainMan YouTube channel. As you can see, we're just finishing off the harvest that we started in the last two episodes, and then we shall move on to doing some other tasks around the farm. Hopefully going to get on to doing some baling in this episode, and we'll look into sorting out some and getting these animals established. So hopefully we'll look at getting the chickens, buy some chickens and also buy some sheep, which will then mean we'll need to get a bit of grassland equipment for the other field, and we can then look at getting some grass cut, baled, moved across, because the actual sheep pen or pasture is actually in a different part of the map, which is quite nice. I think I'll probably be looking at changing where the chicken shed lives as well at some point during this series, but at the moment I think we'll carry on just leaving where it is. Apart from it is a little bit troublesome to try and actually get the wheat into the trigger point for the chicken pen, but we shall hopefully be able to master that by the end of the series. I'm thinking we'll also look at getting some silage into the silage pits as well. So we should hopefully get that maybe started in this episode, probably in the next. And it actually looks like I've missed a little bit, so I'll take the combine over to this side of the field quickly and just finish the field, and then we can get this combine packed away, cleaned up actually, because I like to usually clean all the vehicles before I put them away. Get the header repaired if I need to, and then we'll put it away for this year and bring it out for next. I think it's actually been a pretty good purchase, to be honest with you, for the series. It's something that we don't need now to spend a lot of money on moving forward, so hopefully we can just concentrate on growing the farm a little bit and going from there. I did discuss in the previous episodes about splitting this field down the middle. I think I'm probably still going to think about doing that. Maybe not lengthways, but probably widthways. So we'll probably put wheat or corn or some kind of crop like that at the top end, and then we'll probably put corn or probably even a root vegetable, sugar beet or potatoes down at the bottom, just to break it up a little bit and also give us the ability to do some more interesting videos. I have actually put a poll out on the community page to ask if people would like me to include conveyor belt systems in this series. It's something I've done a little bit on my other series that I've played, and it's something one of my really good friends who introduced me to this game really does enjoy using. I haven't seen many YouTubers with conveyor systems. I used it for moving fermented silage to a BGA, which was actually on my farmyard. It's quite a good way of doing it, really. I did start with doing it with loaders, etc., but it seemed a little bit seemed to take a bit too long to do that. So I think if we try and get some conveyor systems, maybe even just for loading into the trailers, if we're then going to take it to the sell point on the map and go from there. So yeah, hopefully that should be something I will bring in and go and add that in for a little bit of variety. So I think I've actually caught every single bit now on the field, which is good. So I will actually take the header back to the trailer and then bring the combine back into the farmyard to try and give it a bit of a clean, put it away in one of the sheds, and then we'll look at unloading. Well, obviously unloading first, and then hopefully we'll start with the baling and see if we can actually get this field baled, and probably leave the bales for maybe a day or so just to rest, and then get on to doing some grass cutting. I will be mulching my fields as well in this series. It's something I do in my other games. I know quite a few people don't do it, but I still think the 5% yield bonus is worth it, so it's definitely something I would do normally. So we shall hopefully go from there. We'll see you on the other side of the time lapse. Many thanks. As you probably saw in that time-lapse video, I did actually struggle a little bit to get the combine connected to the header trailer there, so it's actually given me a little bit of a chance to show off one of the mods that I do run in this game. I have a mod called Realistic Cab View, so it actually allows you, when you look behind it, instead of it just being like you're not being able to lean over, it actually allows you to lean over and see the hookup and the hitch of the tractor a little bit better. So I think actually just make it a little bit more realistic. It's a very small mod, and it's actually in the description for this video, the maker of it. So you know, feel free to look at downloading it and adding a bit more realism to the farming experience. Now we've got the header put away, let's start with another quick job that I wanted to do before we go and get the straw harvest in. What I wanted to do actually is get some chickens started. So I have seen on other mod reviews for this map reviews, and also on other series that people are playing, Let's Play series, that this area here can be a little bit troublesome when it comes to getting the eggs out. So what I think we'll do is we're going to run this chicken coop here to use up the 9,000 litres of food. So we're going to put quite a few chickens in to get some eggs and get a bit of production, a bit of money back. And then what I'll do is I think I'll probably move the chickens, sell the coop, and then I think what we're going to do is, I've seen on Mod Hub there's actually a new FS19 open pasture mod for the animals. So I think we'll probably look at running that. I've downloaded it today, so I'm going to actually run that on like a demo game where I do a bit of testing of mods, etc. And then we'll look at actually putting them into this game. So because we're going to move on to the next month in this game anyway, in this video actually, to make sure that we know how much the other areas we've got, so the sheep, the chickens and the horse pastures and the pig sties, are going to cost us on a monthly basis. Now if they're quite expensive, I will go on and sell them so I can keep some money back, because obviously we want to get this series moving on and there's still quite a lot of equipment to buy. In this video I'd like to buy the grassland equipment, actually start doing some grassland cutting over the other field, because if we don't, then we're not going to be able to get the sheep going. I want to get some silage moving as well, so we're going to big changes coming, but I think we'll start with getting some chickens. So let's start with getting some chickens bought. Now I have been informed, or reading comments on other people's videos, etc., that you don't need a rooster in the chicken pen to actually get the chickens to lay eggs. Now let me know in the comments below this video if that's incorrect or if it is correct, and then while you're down there, click the like and subscribe for me as well, because it helps build the channel, get a few more views, and hopefully I can keep content coming. I'd like to try and release at least 2 or 3 videos a week, probably 2 for this series, and then I'd quite like to release another video once a week, probably maybe on a weekend, of just showing what can be achieved in the Farming Simulator game. So I've got a couple of games, like I said before, on grasslands. I've got one on the first ever map I did for the game on Elm Creek. Now it'd be quite nice to show the evolution of how I've played the game, just so if new viewers or new players of Farming Simulator need to see what mistakes you make at the start, etc., we can know about it. So let's see how we get on with buying a few chickens and go from there. I think we'll probably start with quite a few chickens. We've got 40 there, so we'll put quite a few there. I think we'll put some more in actually, those. Let's do another 40 in there, and then we're going to leave some space for us to actually have some chickens that can come of age. They're a little bit cheaper, so I'll buy those as well. Oh, that's all good. 120, probably a few more. Let's go for those. 2,200. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Buy those. Yeah, 160 I think is a good amount. So, and while I'm here, I did mention in the last episodes that we're going to do some collecting of the collectibles. So let us do some collecting. Thank you very much. So, not one there. Okay, I'll pay for the chickens. Now I believe. No, I think there's some of the ones around the farm, but I will think it's a good idea now to get cracked on with getting the harvesting not the harvesting, sorry, the baling started. So let's get connected up to the new John Deere baler, which we bought previously. And while I pass it, actually, I'm just going to say about this. The stone crusher now and lime production, I'm probably going to look at maybe deleting that and selling that, but I have found a bit of an issue with this map at times. So in a demo environment that I was using on this series, if you do delete some of the farm buildings, etc., it deletes them all. Now I'm hoping, because this is a base game production, then if I delete this, it won't do any other damage to the map or the farmyard. So what I'm going to do is, on a different Shire Farm game file, I'm probably going to look at deleting this, and if it works quite well, I'll then do it on here. But it gets a little bit more money back. It's not something I'm actually ever really going to do. If I need to lime the fields, which I will run on this game, then I will just buy the bags of lime rather than doing stones, because I don't have field stones on this map. It's not something I've run that much in my other games. It's not something I really enjoy doing. Same as weeds. I did weeds in my first ever gaming session on FS22, the series I did there on Elm Creek. And after a while, once you nearly own the whole map, putting the crops in and then having to weed it got very laborious and quite boring. So I'm probably not going to be running those. So once I've checked that through on my demo environment, then I'll hopefully be able to delete that. It gives a little bit more space as well, getting in and out of the fields. So hopefully that's something we'll make some changes on. So let's get back in the tractor, let's get the baler connected up, and we will run a time lapse on this, and won't be too long, won't be as long as I've been doing on the time lapses on the harvesting, because I think probably the harvesting time lapses were a little bit too long in my other videos. But let me know in the comments below if you think the time lapses were okay or not. On the first video I ran the time lapses at 3 times, on the second I ran them at 5. Some friends of mine who've watched the videos have told me that 5 times seems to be pretty good, so I'll probably run this at 5 times. But again, comments, feedback is always welcome. I'm still quite new to this, obviously, and it'd be nice to get some feedback from people on whether they're enjoying the time lapses, the amount of time they are, etc. Just let me know, and I shall see you on the other side of the time lapse. Many thanks. The baling is going really quite well with this tractor now that I've actually upped the horsepower in the last video, so I'm really glad that I did that. Hopefully this shouldn't take too much longer, and then we can probably go into the next day in a couple of hours. I've actually upped the game speed, so usually I'd run most of my games on maybe ×3 or ×5. When it comes to harvesting, probably drop it down to ×3, something like this down to ×5, because I would like to go into the next day to actually see what the loan payment's going to cost, and also how much the other animal pass is going to cost me. It'll then probably shape quite a lot about what I want to do for the rest of the game series. But also once this is done and into the next day, we can look at buying some grassland equipment, probably look at maybe getting a bale loader as well. I quite like using the Anderson bale loaders, which just I just think it's a bit more authentic to the game. I have run some auto load bale trailers, which are really good and really great for loading bales fast, but for this series, because we're going to have grass bales and straw bales, I think a loading system from Anderson is probably going to be the way forward. Hopefully we'll get that bought either in this video or the next. But I will continue on with the time lapse and hopefully see you on the other side. Many thanks. As you can see, the baling is literally just about done. That actually took quite a lot longer than I anticipated, so I am going to make sure that the time lapse is cut, so there will be a transition from daytime to nighttime. It looks like that job is now done, so let's get rid of the rest of the bales, pack the baler up, and now it being so late at night at 8:15, what I'm probably going to do is bring the tractor into the farmyard, and we'll look at going to bed, and then we can start the next day and see what sort of money it's going to cost us to run all of our other animal pens, etc., and the how much loan we're going to have to pay back on the interest, which will probably control what we do with this game moving forward. So we'll see you tomorrow. Good morning, everyone. As you can probably see, the next day is here, so it's actually now September. Now it looks like it's September day 1, because I did set this game up to have 2 days to a month. Now whether I'm going to carry on running that, I'm not sure yet, but we'll have to see. No, doggy. But what we can do now is potentially look at buying some grassland equipment now that we've got the bales done. See what the chickens are doing, and go from there. So let's have a quick look. So mowers. So the problem we're going to have, I think, is we've got an awful lot of power on the tractor. That's 85 horsepower for one of those. So I think 80, 60, maybe those two. So I'd like to run a butterfly, but power requirement's going to be far too high for the tractor we have, and also with the undulation of the hills, etc. So on one of my other games, I run this mower setup. An amazing setup that is, because you don't actually have to do any kind of windrowing afterwards. You can control the swaths as they come out, so that's really handy. 110, but again need that. See, I am tempted by this one, the HX20. I have run that on another game, and it does also double up as a mulcher, and big fan of mulch in my field, so I think that's going to be the one we're going to go for. It's only got 75 horsepower requirement, 6.2 meters, and you can do 13 miles an hour. So I think we'll go for that one. Let's go for go for the Mitas wheels. Put the lights on it. Yeah, don't need to mulch it, but what you can do is, if you have a area where you can obviously repair, you cannot change its function from being a mower to a mulcher, which is really handy. We'll leave that as it is for now. We'll buy that. Yep, thank you very much. And what we'll do is we will look at ending this video here for now, and we will start the next video with the work on the grassland area, so we can create some bales for the sheep, and also we can get some silage started. So many thanks for joining me, and hope to see you next time.